From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. I'm D-Ray Knight. This is what's going on. The Grand Gateway Hotel is being sued again in federal court. A family from Wisconsin alleges racial discrimination after being denied a room at the hotel. Ryan and Jessica White had booked a room at the Grand Gateway through a third-party site, Travelocity. When they arrived, staff at the hotel claimed they didn't have any rooms for them. Ryan White is native and Jessica is not. The Whites claimed the hotel had no problem with the room until they discovered Ryan's race. The complaint states that the Whites did nothing to warrant exclusion from the hotel, and the combination of the employee's behavior towards Ryan and an alleged racist comment to a Travelocity representative on the phone and the Grand Gateway's alleged history of discrimination against Native Americans, quote, support the conclusion that the Grand Gateway refused to rent rooms to the White family because of Ryan White's race. The lawsuit also extends to Jessica, claiming she was discriminated against based solely on her husband's race. 3 people have been arrested for burglary in Summerset. Amy Rose has the story.
Police in Summerset have arrested 3 people from Mexico in connection with a burglary spree. The arrest follows the burglary of an RCS construction site at the city's wastewater treatment facility, in which over $11,000 worth of tools and equipment were stolen. An investigation resulted in the arrest of 3 people, identified as 19-year-old Jose Castillo-Pina, 18-year-old Juan Carlos Luzania, and 21-year-old Vincent Luzania, all from Mexico. The 3 have been charged with various offenses, including burglary, grand theft, and intentional damage to property.
Most of the violent crimes in South Dakota happen in a residence and are committed by someone known to the victim, according to the FBI's 2022 crime report. Violent crime is defined as homicide, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. Of the 3,296 violent crimes that happened in 2022, 1,803 happened in a residence. At least 1,100 incidents the victim was a girlfriend, boyfriend, or an acquaintance. Another 331 were committed by someone who was otherwise known to the offender, and 399 were committed by a stranger to the victim. South Dakota's data is similar to the rest of the U.S. Of the 900,000 violent crimes reported in the U.S. in 2022, nearly 500,000 happened in a residence. In national and international news, Israeli forces are attacking Hamas militants and infrastructure in northern Gaza as warplanes strike across the sealed-off territory. Buoyed by a successful rescue of a captive held by Hamas, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has rejected calls for a ceasefire and vowed to crush the militant group's ability to govern Gaza or threaten Israel. The Palestinian death toll in the war has reached over 8,000, according to the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza. In the occupied West Bank, more than 110 Palestinians have been killed. More than 1,400 people in Israel have been killed, most of them civilians slain in the initial Hamas rampage. One of the 240 hostages taken from Israel into Gaza by the militant group was rescued in a special forces operation. The Biden administration is pushing Congress to send aid to Israel and Ukraine. Amy Rose has more.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Antony Blinken will make the case to Congress that the United States should immediately send aid to Israel and Ukraine. They are testifying Tuesday at a Senate hearing as the administration's massive $105 billion emergency aid request has already hit roadblocks. Biden's cabinet secretaries will be advocating for the foreign aid to a mostly friendly audience in the Senate, where majority Democrats and many Republicans support tying aid for the 2 countries together. But it faces much deeper problems in the Republican-led House, where new Speaker Mike Johnson has proposed cutting out the Ukraine aid.
Maine's authorities are trying to piece together the events that led to the worst mass shooting in the state's history. A sheriff's office reported Monday that the shooter's family had expressed concerns about his deteriorating mental health 5 months before the rampage. The Saginaw County Sheriff's Office reached out to officials of Robert Card's Army Reserve Unit, which assured deputies that they would speak to Card and make sure he got medical attention. The gunman shot 18 people and wounded 13 others at a bowling alley and then a bar in Lewiston on October 25th. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Partly cloudy and breezy with a high of 43. Low tonight, 30. And that was your Daily Slice for Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D-Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jaquess. I'm D-Ray Knight. Have a happy Halloween.